This is what happens when you don't want to talk to him. This is what happens when you lock yourself in a car to be away from him. Yeah. I hate being a fucking baby mama. Like, shit so trash. Thought I had it right the second time. I fucking did. Never again. Never fucking again. Then it's like when you don't have nobody that just really understand, like, it's frustrating because I really cared about this boy. Like, he was supposed to protect me, you know, make sure I was good all the time. He did not fucking protect me, and I don't have no protection. I never feel fucking protected.
Have you ever thought you'd finally turned a corner? That after all the struggle, you'd found your footing, your peace, your second chance? For 30-year-old Stephanie Ingram, a mother of 4, that feeling was everything. She'd survived one storm and believed she had found safe harbor. But on August 20th, 2023, in a quiet home on Forsyth Drive, that harbor became a tomb. Her car was there. Her keys were in the ignition of her life. But Stephanie was gone. This isn't just another story about domestic violence. This is a story about a trap disguised as an upgrade. And it's a trap far more people fall into than you might think. Before we go further, if you're new to True Crime Unraveled, you're just in time. Hit subscribe and join our community of truth seekers. We have a lot to unravel together. We see the pattern all the time. A person escapes a bad relationship. They breathe a sigh of relief, vowing never to look back. Then they meet someone new. Someone who seems the polar opposite. Charming where the last one was cruel, attentive where the last one was absent. It feels like a reward for all that suffering. But what if that new person is just a more refined version of the same poison? What if they've simply learned to hide the red flags under a better coat of paint? Stephanie Ingram had already walked through fire. She'd endured a relationship marked by control and fear. She got out. She rebuilt. And then she met 32-year-old Anthony Thornton. He wasn't a stranger from the shadows. He was the man who promised to never let her be hurt again. So, how does a promise of protection become a death sentence? The answer lies not in a single, explosive argument, but in the quiet, chilling predictability of a pattern repeating itself. To understand the end, you have to understand the beginning. Stephanie Dominique Ingram was, by all accounts, a force of nature. A devoted mother to her 4 children. Her social media was a mosaic of messy motherhood and fierce love. She was the kind of person who could light up a room with her laugh, who volunteered at animal shelters, who documented her children's lives with a pride that was palpable.
Oh, you stuck?
No.
Yes, you are. Go up or come down. Come on. Can you get down?
No.
I know you can't. I know you can't. And she will just be stuck right there until somebody comes because she's too scared to go down the stairs, but she'll climb up one. Shuggy, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But behind that light was a shadow. Her previous relationship had been a masterclass in control. She knew the signs, the jealousy, the isolation, the slow erosion of self. And she had done the hard part. She had left. Then came Anthony Jontrell Thornton. And at first glance, he was the upgrade. He was affectionate. He seemed to adore her children. He presented himself as a stable, protective presence. For a woman who had been navigating rough seas, Anthony felt like solid ground. Her friends were relieved. Her family was hopeful. It looked, for all the world, like Stephanie had finally hit the jackpot. But the devil is in the details. The upgrade began to show its flaws. The protectiveness became possessiveness. The questions about her day became interrogations about her texts. The man who promised to be her shelter slowly started building a prison with no walls. He wasn't the blatant, shouting tyrant of her past. He was something more insidious, a quiet warden, whose control was masked in concern. "I just worry about you," he'd say. "I just love you too much." So, what was the flashpoint? What pushed this seemingly upgraded relationship over the edge? It wasn't a secret affair. It wasn't a dramatic betrayal. It was Stephanie's attempt to reclaim her independence. Like many single mothers, Stephanie felt the financial pinch. Every dollar was a battle. So, she made a decision to take control of her finances. She started an Onlyfans account.
Okay, so yeah, the update. The OnlyFans page is going up. Like, it's going up. Me and this baby daddy with this whole back and forth shit, like, I don't know, because y'all already know. Now he want to be nice and all that stuff. Like, is it going to last? Is it going to last? Like, we're going to see. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see. Y'all know how that type of stuff go. But subscribe. Look for the link in the bio, because I never thought I would be doing it, and I'm doing it. And it is a little complicated because, first of all, you got to do like a W-9, and I was just like, I don't know what to put on this doggone paper, but anyways, I did it. And then you got to do your banking and stuff like that, and then wait about 24 to 48 hours for it to get cleared, for you to be able to pull your money off, which I just did my first little pull off today. And I was happy. I thought I was going to get the whole amount, but it didn't give me the whole amount. It gave me basically half. And then the rest, it says pending. So I'm guessing in the next couple of days, that'll be done pending. But I got that. People supportive, people you think when I support you or whatever the case may be, they support you. It's a whole lot of people there to waste my time, but it's part of the job. It's part of the job, but it's good. It's good. I'm happy right now. And y'all know my freaking TV literally fell off the wall when I was just on FaceTime talking. So I got this one up here. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully this one don't fall too. But yeah, that's that. So I mean, if y'all want to know something, y'all can ask me or whatever, but I'm okay for right now.
For her, this wasn't about fame or attention. This was a practical, empowering move. It was her saying, "I can provide for my children. I can stand on my own 2 feet." It was the final piece of her puzzle, the ultimate symbol that she was no longer a victim. But to Anthony, it was the ultimate betrayal. His entire identity as the protector was threatened. If she could protect herself, what was his role? Her independence wasn't a victory he shared. It was an insult he couldn't stomach. His jealousy, once simmering, now boiled over. He saw every comment on her posts as a challenge, every dollar she earned as a threat to his control. The arguments began to escalate. The mask of the upgraded gentleman began to slip, revealing the same insecure, controlling man she thought she had left behind. The pattern was repeating itself, but this time, the stakes were fatal. The early hours of August 20th were the culmination of this toxic spiral. There was no 911 call from Stephanie. No desperate scream for help that alerted the neighbors. Just the quiet, terrible logic of a man who believed, if I can't have her, no one can. Police were called for a welfare check. They arrived at 1:19 a.m. to find the front door slightly ajar, a silent invitation to a nightmare. Inside, they found Stephanie Ingram, dead from a gunshot wound to the head and neck. Nearby lay Anthony Thornton, the gun he used to kill her still at hand, having turned it on himself. And in the heartbreaking silence that followed the violence, the only sound was the cry of their unharmed infant, a living witness to a horror she would never remember, but would forever inherit. The investigation was straightforward. Murder-suicide. A domestic incident. The case was closed almost as quickly as it was opened. But to label it so neatly is to miss the entire point. This wasn't an isolated incident. It was the final, tragic chapter of a story that had been writing itself for years. Anthony Thornton didn't just kill Stephanie Ingram that night. He killed the hope that she could ever truly escape her past. In the wake of the tragedy, the community was left to pick up the pieces. For children were left without their mother. A family was shattered by a grief that was made more acute by its sheer predictability. Advocates pointed out the chilling reality. Victims are often in the most danger not when they are trapped, but when they try to leave, or in Stephanie's case, when they finally believe they are safe and start to thrive. Her story became a devastating case study. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. How do we, as friends, family, and a society, recognize the upgrade that isn't? How do we see the subtle controls that replace the overt ones? It's not enough to look for bruises. We have to learn to see the silent erosion of a person's spirit, the way their laughter gets quieter, their posts become more guarded, their light slowly dims under the weight of someone else's insecurity. Stephanie's legacy is not just one of tragedy, but one of a painful lesson. She did everything right. She left the bad situation. She worked to rebuild. She sought independence. And yet, the cycle still found her. It reminds us that the most dangerous predators aren't always the obvious monsters. Sometimes, they're the ones who arrive wearing a hero's cloak. The story of Stephanie Ingram and Anthony Thornton is a heartbreaking reminder that patterns of abuse are cunning. They don't always repeat as a loud, recognizable echo. Sometimes, they repeat as a whisper, a perfect imitation of love until it's too late. Stephanie's search for a safe harbor led her right back into the storm. Her story begs us to look closer, to listen more intently, and to understand that the promise of an upgrade can be the most dangerous illusion of all. This is where you come in. We read every single comment on our videos, whether here on YouTube or over on Facebook and TikTok at True Crime Unravelled TV. The engagement from this community is what drives us to dig deeper. So let's talk about this. Do you think there were points where this tragedy could have been interrupted? What are the most subtle red flags of a controlling personality that we should all be more aware of? Share your thoughts below. If this deep dive into a story you thought you knew has given you a new perspective, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach others who are interested in unraveling the truth behind the headlines. To make sure you don't miss our next investigation, subscribe to True Crime Unravelled and hit the bell icon. We're committed to bringing you stories that aren't just about the crime, but about the human patterns behind them. Thank you for watching, for caring, and for being a part of this community. We'll see you in the next one.
The hoes gon' love this.
This is what happens when you don't want to talk to him. This is what happens when you lock yourself in a car to be away from him. Yeah. Should I sneak out, go to the liquor store, come back and binge watch P-Valley and get drunk by my fucking self and act like my heart is not broke because it fucking is? And actually, I'm more angry if anything. But should I go to the store? Should I just chill? Let's play Put a Finger Down. Put a finger down if you're usually quiet, like really keep to yourself, and you never was going to the clubs or nothing like that. But since you had your third fucking baby, you decided shit, you about to live like you still in your 20s, enjoy them while you can. So you start coming out your shell, and then you just said fuck it, and you was just like, let me let the world appreciate this body over here, and boom, post that shit, and then boom, make a motherfucking OnlyFans. Like, put a finger down if you just did all that shit and you want to document it on here, since you only got fucking 2 followers anyways. So TikTok, you know what I never understand? I never understand how these deadbeat baby daddies can just degrade the mother of their kids left and right. Bitch, when that woman do everything, do you have a car that you can come pick your kids up and take them to school? Maybe a house that you can take them to on the weekend. Maybe you can have them for a couple hours and take them to McDonald's on to get them something off the dollar menu. But you can't do none of that. So how can you dog out the mother of your kids when she is doing everything? Them kids, well educated, they are spoiled, they get what they want. I keep them kids clean and everything. Boy, fuck you. My feelings is so fucking hurt. My feelings is so fucking hurt. Like, then it's like when you don't have nobody that just really understand, like, it's frustrating because I really cared about this boy. Like, he was supposed to fucking protect me, you know, make sure I was good all the time. He did not fucking protect me, and I don't have no protection. I never feel fucking protected in no aspect of my life. Have I ever felt fucking protected? I hate so bad, so fucking bad. It hurts. Like, yes, I'm fucking mad. Yes, I'm getting my fucking get back. Believe that. But it's just like, you gonna do me like that? Out of everybody, bro? Like, you gonna do me fucking like that? That's okay, though. Because I ain't gonna cry forever. If you know me, you know I cried 1 minute and be ready to plot and plan the next. Multitasking, matter of fact. I just really hate his ass. I don't even know if I could cuss on here. I just be cussing my ass, my butt off. I just really wish I never freaking met him, for real. I knew it was I knew it was just a train wreck, just waiting to happen. Hate him. Oh, nothing. Just thinking about the fact that I hate being a baby mama. Like, that shit so trash. Thought I had it right the second time. I fucking did. Never again. Never fucking again. I'm finna do my fucking hair and forget I even got a motherfucking baby daddy. Actually, I fucking don't. I know do a little bit. That's it. That's okay, y'all. So I'm okay. You know, I had to calm down. That was a lot earlier. But ladies, just know that's not love. That's not love. I didn't do nothing to deserve that. I didn't even get out my car. I stayed in the car so we won't be fighting. And still got my windows busted and my mirror. So, yeah. It's time for a new beginning. Now he calling and texting and talking about he loves me. That's not love. Amongst everything else. The nigga dogged me, y'all. He dogged me. And it's okay, though. That's alright. It's a new day tomorrow, and I'm gonna take it for what it is. Y'all have a good night, though. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I just want to say, being an adult sucks. It fucking sucks. I'm over it. Everybody is liars, cheaters, some type of abusers. Like, this shit fucking sucks. Think you love somebody and they do you dirty in the worst way? This ain't the type of grown-up life I was expecting. It just ain't really it. And then why the women always got to be standing there holding the bag every time, you know? Why we always gotta keep shit together or keep shit rolling, you know what I'm saying? Gotta keep forgiving and all that. Like, this shit get lame, bro. This shit get lame. And that's why people just be out here